So out in the hallway, there's a poster right outside my door that says, "What is art?" And those answers on that sheet are all things that my students said on their final exam one year. Their answers were the most gratifying thing probably I've ever read. You know, them talking about how they brought home the knowledge that they learned in class and they're doing it now with their mom or their sister. Them telling me that they learned that everything is art, that the clothes that they wear are art, that the car that they're driving in is art, how art is impacting basically every part of their life. And I think for me, if a student can graduate from high school and know that art is part of everything that is in their lives, I feel like I've done my job as a teacher. Hi, I'm Lauren Andretti. I am the co-chair of Art Night Bristol Warren, and I have been an arts educator in the Bristol Warren Regional School District for the past 25 years.
I'm Randy Rosenbaum. I'm the former executive director of the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts, now retired, and I'm working these days on arts advocacy issues. So there are things that different people find critically important in understanding the role the arts play. If I'm talking to parents or I'm talking to people in the community or I'm talking to educators, I talk about the value and importance of the arts in the education of each young person. Studies have shown that young people who are involved in the arts tend to do better in standardized tests. They tend to do better in their regular classroom activities. They tend to be more engaged in learning. Levels of absenteeism are negligible for kids who are involved in the arts, and kids who are involved in the arts know how not only to participate in arts activities, but also participate as part of a team. If you're a member of a band or an orchestra, you know how to work with others in the creation of work. If you are a solitary visual artist, you know how to engage emotionally with the work that you're creating. This is all things that make a young person thrive in a social, emotional kind of learning environment. And if I'm talking to community leaders, mayors and city managers and council members, I talk about how the arts contribute to community vitality, then activities in local parks, that creations of murals, that all the sorts of things that go into arts being engaged in community life makes your town or your city more livable and a more interesting place for people to want to live in. So those are all things that deal with the impact of the arts in communities and throughout our state.
My name is Victoria Gao. I'm the director of the Bannister Art Gallery here at Rhode Island College, as well as an adjunct professor of art history. When I first started teaching art history, it was a wonderful experience to be sort of one of the first points of introduction for students into a world that is not meant to be intimidating. It's meant to introduce them to how people have viewed their own societies throughout history. What I try and do is I try and provide examples of how art has shaped history, art has shaped lives, and I let students take away from my courses the idea that art matters because it does matter, because they can witness through the examples that I bring into class all the different ways that it's really formed social revolutions and inspired people to action. A whole well-rounded education that includes arts and the liberal arts and humanities is important for students to learn in order to navigate the world around them. It's not just about learning subjects that will help them get a job at a different institution or corporation after they graduate, but about how they approach the work that they encounter. Art creates something intrinsic that allows for a connection from human to human. Every artwork is different and unique and an expression of the person behind it. So in a way, getting to interact with the different artwork that I do is a way to get to know each individual person who made it a little bit better, because the artwork is personal and the artwork is a little chunk of their souls in some way.
I think it comes down to you cannot separate humans from art making. We are going to make art, and no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what tragedies happen, no matter what good things happen, art is there for us to respond through it. And it's either going to be something that we turn to for comfort or something that we need to look at so that we can have some beauty in our lives, or something that we're going to make as a protest, or something that is going to teach the next generation how to come to grips with their emotions and their feelings about things. So I do think that art has always got a place in good times and in bad times, in everything. There is no part of a human's life that's not touched in some way by art, and no matter what is going on in the world, art's always going to be one of the most important things that we have, one of our tools that we have to use.
I think she's getting mostly like hand-dyed stuff. He's excited. He's keep going.